It's a great day, my amazing CEOs. Oprah Winfrey's journey to success wasn't always smooth, by the way. She was born into poverty. She faced many setbacks, including being fired from her job as an anchor because they didn't think she was the right person, by the way. And despite those failures, she's gone on to be, well, the billionaire that she is today. But here's the point. After moving to Chicago, she transformed when she first got fired to a really low rated TV show. Most folks wouldn't even went there, by the way. And yes, because of her stardom, yes, because of her expertise, yes, because of her experience and her ability to be able to sell herself, she went on to have her own show called the Oprah Winfrey Show. But here's when her pivotal moment came. And I want you to listen very carefully. When she decided that there was something wrong with her contract. She said, you know what? The time has come for me to go from being an employee to ownership. That's the key right there. And you ever found yourself in a situation where you felt like you deserved more, where you felt like you had more to give, or more of a voice? And as a CEO, haven't we all been in that position? So today, obviously, she now owns the OWN network, is a billionaire. So what is my big takeaway for you as a CEO? Three things. Number one, the power of ownership in sales. You've got to, one of the things that Oprah Winfrey teaches us is that you've got to own your own sales strategy. You've got to own your own sales systems, and you've got to own the process of what's going on. So step number one is this ownership. Step number two is you've got to have the drive and the determination. And doesn't that relate to sales at the end of the day? Because you got to have the right message at the right time for the right folks. So if you follow those steps, what Oprah has done, you too will see your sales not only go up, but you'll also see you having a bigger impact in the world. And that's one of the things that Oprah's taught me is not about the money. It's about the meaning that you can have in the world when you have the resources financially to impact the lives of others. Welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. My name is Shay Brown. I'm your host. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for being here this morning. We always like to start off as we do every single morning that we like to start off. And today's a great day to start off that way, which is welcome, right? So let me make sure we pull this up. So welcome to the CEO Sales Huddle. Let me get myself down here. We only ask for 15 minutes a day. We always start off with our mantra every single morning. Our mantra that we start off with is kind of like, oh, it's the wrong way, wrong way. See, I think I'm going here. There we go. I think that's right. Let me see if that's right. Nope, that's not right. Just 1 second. Take this off. There we go. All right. Got a lot going on this morning, but don't worry. Okay. So our mantra that we say every single morning is if you can't focus on sales, you can't be in business, because sales is the oxygen to any great business in history. And so for you to be successful, you to do the things you need to do, the number one thing you got to do is you got to be able to do what? You got to be able to generate some revenue, okay? You got to be able to generate some revenue. The second thing we do every single morning, and we're just at the, where we're at the 3-minute mark, is we do the pledge. Now, the pledge is called Learn, Earn, and Return. Learn, earn, and return. Now, here's what I want you to say. Repeat after me, and I believe that every single morning, a CEO needs to look at their business and say these three things. And we do this every morning because it's that near and dear to me. And I promise you, it'll make a difference. Learn, earn, and return. Look to the right-hand side, and on the right-hand side, just repeat after me. I have to learn something new in order to earn new revenue from current clients in order to get new and old clients to return. Earn, learn, and return. That's something that you can do every single morning, every single day. And when you do that, it does three things to me. Number one, it keeps you focused and understand that we don't always know everything, right? But we do know a lot of things, but we don't know everything. We have three objectives when we arrive every morning. Our number one objective is sales growth. So you're already a CEO. You're already amazing. I understand that. So you have a responsibility now, and that is to have the company be able to grow not only its clients, not only its revenue, but its reach and its impact. Number two, to address any roadblocks. Now, we know without sales, there's always more money going out than there's coming in. So there's some roadblocks there. And then number three, the 5 sales pillars that every CEO must know and understand in order to grow their business. There's 5. And I want you to have these 5 because, and write these down in your notes. I'm going to take about 30 seconds and just go through it because I think it's just that important. Okay, there's 5. Step number 1 is sales planning. So you must have a path, you must have a plan, and then you must have the discipline to implement the plan. Pillar number 2 is sales cycle. So you must understand the cycle that the customer journey goes through in order for you to be able to accelerate that to get the revenue in. Pillar number 3, sales messaging, the words that you're using. Every CEO needs to know these 5 pillars and understand them, by the way. Sales messaging is the words that you use because we understand your words will make you rich, number 1. But number 2, and even more importantly than that, sales drives marketing. There is no way in LL Cool J marketing drives sales. Marketing job is to go out there and find the people that have a problem. Sales says, hey, here's the problem. Here's how we solve it. And then if we have a conversation, we convert. So anyway, sales messaging. And number 4, sales indicators, which we'll talk about today with the CEO sales dashboard, which is the number 1 sales tools that CEOs can use to get to $100,000 a month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. And if you don't have yours, get yours. There's no cost. And number 5 is a sales team. Okay, off on the rant this morning. I'm not going to go on the rant. I promise I won't go on the rant, so I'm not going to go on the rant this morning. Okay. Number 3, our objectives. We have a couple objectives. Number 1, go get the CEO Sales Dashboard. If you haven't, you can go over to www.ceosaleshuddle.com. Once you opt in, put your first name, last name, phone number, and email, you're going to get the number 1 sales tool. Now, I believe what gets measured gets managed. We spent about 3 minutes on that. We're not there yet, but I want to make sure you get it. We're at the 6-minute and 37-second mark. So let me give you a quick overview of why we are here every single morning. For all the folks who tune in every single morning, first of all, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. It's such a blessing to have you be a part of this. Do me a favor. Go look right below the video and just put these words, #I'm here. We check in every single day. We're consistent. So #I'm here. If you're watching the replay, thanks a lot. Oh my gosh, you're here. You're here. You're with us. So put down #replay. If you're on the podcast, I get it. You can't do this. Thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. If you're watching on one of our syndicated platforms or on demand at Roku or Apple TV or wherever you are right now, it's okay. Now, for the new folks, we are here for one reason every single morning. And the number 1 objective that we have every single day is that CEO Sales Huddle is a place where CEOs gather to sell more faster. So if you wonder why I ask for 15 minutes a day, 1% of your day, which is there are 1,440 minutes in every day, I'm only asking for 1% of the day to focus on sales, which arguably is how you're going to generate the revenue. Why do you do that? Because we have a big why. And this is why you're here. 15 minutes a day, even if you're watching the replay. And okay, I don't have to tell you why, but I want to share for all my new folks. Sales growth, accountability, and consistency. The CEO is responsible for that. Sales growth is the revenue that's going in. That means there's new customers coming in. Without new customers, there isn't customer growth. You can have revenue growth because you just go to your existing base. But if you want to grow the business, then you have to have new customers. And it's the accountability. You're here. We'll often do more for others than we'll do for ourselves. And I believe the third reason is the consistency. We only ask for 15 minutes a day. And that's it. 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes. How many times you need? 15 minutes. So 1% of the day is all that we ask for. Our number 1 outcome when you show up. If you want to take a picture of this, you can. Some of you already have your goals for 2024, whatever time you're watching this. Our number 1 outcome is $100,000 per month of consistent, predictable, reliable revenue. Now, for some of y'all, that don't get you excited. For others of you, it does. So make sure that when you're over there, that you are able to generate that revenue that you need in your business. And that is the number 1 outcome, number 1 reason I show up for the CEO Sales Huddle. Okay, these are our outcomes. Let me get back over to me. We're at the 9-minute and 19-second mark. We're doing really, really well. There's no commitment other than you showing up and you being here. Now we're going to move on to, I believe, one of the most, if not the most important part of every single morning that I'm most proud of. As you ask Shay, what are you most proud of this entire year? Is to create something that is called the CEO Sales Dashboard that allows you to be able to measure and manage the business and grow it in a way that's easy for you. So let me tell you about the CEO Sales Dashboard. We normally take about, it's not up this way. We normally take about 3 minutes and go through this. And this is very important. So the CEO Sales Dashboard, if you don't have it, you can go to ceosaleshuddle.com. Make sure you go ahead and download that immediately. Please get that right away. And inside there's 5 indicators. There's subpartments, you'll see, but there's 5 indicators. There's leads, appointments, offers, deals, and repeat business. So now that you've opened up your CEO sales dashboard, now I'm going to suggest if you have an assistant or an admin, allow the assistant or whoever handles the operations to plug those numbers in every night. It's like the last thing they do, okay? If you have to do it yourself, every evening before you close your eyes, go in and you're going to open up this Excel sheet. There's leads, there's appointments, there's offers, there's deals, and there's repeat business. Now, we got some subcategories that we recommended. You can customize this. Go over to today's date. So we went 14th, perfect day, by the way. And you were to plug in how many leads came in yesterday. What gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. What gets measured gets managed. So if you're not measured, it's hard to manage it. I normally we're at the 11-minute mark, at least a minute and a half, and I go deep in one area. And I'm not going to disappoint you today. So don't worry about that. I promise I won't disappoint you. Today we're going to go deep in the area of deals. And I like to show it to you because, nothing, just being able to see it for not a lot of folks helps me, keeps me on track when I see this every single day. So each category, we have some recommendations for some subcategories, but deals. Today, go to today's date. Let's say it's the 14th. Then look right to the left-hand side. Yesterday, how many deals closed? That means the wire came in, the wire transfer came in. Maybe you took a credit card. Maybe someone gave you their banking information, so you was able to do the routing number and plug it in. Maybe the contract was signed, the deal is closed, the money's in the bank. But we don't just stop there. That's not the only measurement with deals. There are pending deals. You might have had a nice, great call yesterday. Maybe your team did something. And there was a conversation. And many of your sales managers say, you'll take what I'm teaching, you'll share it with your team. Ask them, what's pending? Now, they give you the number. Look, yesterday there was 2 pending deals. That's still a win. The deals are out there. They're waiting for the money to come in. Now we have 3 subcategories underneath that. Are the deals hot? Is that something that's going to close in the next 2 weeks? Is it a warm one, which is going to happen in the next 30 to 45 days? Or is it one of those, we'll take a look at it, get back to you in 2 months? Doesn't mean it's not in the follow-up, but to me, that's cold. Now, not cold like a cold lead, okay? But it's just a deal. It could happen in 2 months. We've had folks, things have happened, and it was the right time. They knew when they wanted to do it, and some things were going on in their business, so it made sense. So tracking this is very important. So when you look back at the revenue, we can do a deep dive. And imagine if you and I were sitting down face-to-face, or I could bring you online through the power of these fiber optic lines right now, and we could discuss that. It's easier to have that conversation when you have the numbers. Okay, we're at the 13-minute mark. I've got to move on. I got a lot more long-winded than I normally do on these calls, on this broadcast. So now we're going to go into the other area that I love, which is we're going to go celebrate. That's not the right one. This is the right one. This is where I want to be. Nope, it's not where I want to be. I want to be here. We got so many of these on here. It's kind of interesting. All right, so take this off. All right, so now we're going to celebrate wins. We always take a few minutes because we do so much. I know sometimes we beat ourselves up. And I want to stop back at the 13-minute and 45-second mark. We may go 2 minutes over what we call overtime. But we want to step back and we ask ourselves some questions. First, we're going to acknowledge the distinction. The distinction is powerful people ask powerful questions. The reason powerful people ask powerful questions is because questions, they really steer your focus. And in this life, you get what you focus on. So right now, we're going to focus on celebrating some of the wins that we've had. And we're going to ask ourselves 3 questions. Can I show it to them? Yes, 3 questions. Question number 1 is, what are you most proud of? So you look at yesterday, the results you had yesterday, what happened yesterday in the business. What are you most proud of? If you had to take a step over and look at the other side and say, wait a minute, what was your biggest accomplishment? Like, take a look at yesterday. Take a look at it from a sales view. It's not a beat-me-up conversation. It's not a good thing or bad thing. It is what it is. That's why we're here. CEOs come here. There was no place on the planet for CEOs to gather every morning. Now there is to focus on sales. So what was your biggest accomplishment? If it was anything, just put 0. And then last, what are you most proud of? Like really, seriously. Like, You can come on here right now. You can share what you're most proud of. Very important. And then we're going to go in and we're going to focus now on what were our biggest challenges? What were some of the biggest obstacles we had? What's something that was a roadblock? So what was your biggest roadblock yesterday? Now write that down. It's not for me. This is not for me. This is a chance for you in this 2-minute window to check in. We're at the 15-minute and 17-second mark. We'll be done here in about another 2 minutes or 3 minutes max, I hope. But we're in overtime. So number 2, what's preventing you today from moving forward? And then number 3, in sales, from your business, from your sales department, what is the one thing you can do today? If you did it, it's a baby step. And I think yesterday we did a talk on never despise small beginnings. Okay, so maybe it's a baby step. Maybe you're just getting started. It's okay. You got started. Congratulations. And those right there are just a couple of things that you can do to help you overcome any hurdles that may be out there. One thing I like to close with, and again, thank you so much for your time. We're at the 16-minute and 7-minute mark, is I want to share with you the message of the day. And this is something, if you go back and you rewind to this part every day and just get to that last section, you can grab this as well. But I want to share that with you. So let me just do that now, and then we're done. Sorry I went over. Thanks for your time. So there I was having a conversation just yesterday. And we were looking at doing our 1-page sales plan. 1 page. Now, in doing this, the person acted like we were doing surgery on their mouth, by the way. He was like, okay, Shay, I got it, but I already know what my number is. And here's what I shared, a distinction that I received that I passed on to this person. I think it'll make a difference for them, and I believe it'll make a difference for you. And this is the word, a message of the day. And here it is. You must first have a plan, a path to where you want to get to. Then you have to have a plan to get there. Then you have to have the discipline. So I said, I understand you want to get to X amount of dollars a year, but here's the path, which is the sales systems we're going to use to get there. And then I turned and said, here's the plan on how we're going to implement the sales systems once there's an infrastructure. And I just need you to have the discipline and the team to kind of follow through. So what's the message to you? Have a path, have a plan, and then have discipline to take the actions that need to be happening when they have to happen, no matter if you feel like. If you do that, I promise you, you will explode and exceed your sales growth, and it'll make a big difference for you and all the clients you serve. Once again, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the message of the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here. It's an honor and a privilege. If you haven't, please share and pay this message forward. If we haven't connected, I want to connect with you. You can see me, but I can't see you. So head over to @IamCheBrown. Just drop me a comment and just put CEO Sales Huddle in the DM. Just put Huddle in the DM. Huddle in the DM. And then I'll have a chance to follow you back and see what you're up to and just really connect. One of my 12 rules for life is collaboration crushes competition. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown. It hasn't changed. Remain Shay Brown. Make it a great day, everyone. And we'll make some good things how we connect again next time. It's been an honor to serve you. God bless. And every one of you, well, on this day, keep doing God's work. We out. Peace.